Alright, here we are, and today we're going to do a movie review, and I'm going to talk about the movie I just saw, and the name of the movie was Wolfman. Now, I'd like to answer a few questions about the movie, just to tell you what I thought about it.
I'd like to ask you, first of all, what did you think of the actors, the two main actors that were in the movie, and their different characters and how they interacted?
Well, the movie starred Benicio del Toro and co-starred Anthony Hopkins as his father. They're both Englishmen, and Anthony Hopkins played a big game hunter who lived in a pretty big mansion, and Benicio was kind of like the conflicted sort of tortured man because of his past and his problems with his father and his mother. I think the acting was very well done, especially the part Anthony Hopkins played. I like the chemistry between them. Anthony Hopkins is a great actor. He really portrayed the crafty old man very well. And Benicio, he just kind of looked the part, and you got a sense that you could feel what he was going through.
There were a lot of complaints about the movie not really getting into depth of the character Benicio del Toro and his background and everything. Did you feel that that was a hindrance to how the movie was played out, or did the movie work well anyway?
No, I don't think that was a hindrance at all. I think the movie played out pretty well, just the way it was. They didn't need to develop a long story. Because the movie was so short, I think the story wasn't necessary, so they could get away with kind of a thinner, skimpier story and still have a satisfying movie.
Did you feel the movie was realistic, the special effects and the fighting scenes and just the whole topography of where they were at, all of that?
Yeah, absolutely. It was very realistic. I love the setting. England looked exactly like England back then in 1841 or 1891. The mansion was really interesting looking. It had all sorts of stuff that you would expect a hunter to have, but it also was covered in cobwebs in some parts, and there was this dungeon area where he would lock himself up at night, which was really cool looking. The movie had a lot of atmosphere, and it set the mood perfectly. The Wolfman and all the gore and the fight scenes were also quite realistic, I felt. Yeah, even though they are a little over the top, the special effects and things, they worked well. I was impressed.
Actually, that was my next question. If you felt it was just too violent, the movie, and maybe overly done, or did you think that really worked out well and added to the movie without, just making it too much?
No, I really don't think it had too much violence. It is, after all, a horror movie, and it's called The Wolfman, so you would expect a certain level of violence, but the gore was very visible. But everything that was violent was situational, was all because the Wolfman did it, obviously. We didn't have any unnecessary violence, but it was very shocking at moments.
Had you seen the original movie? I understand this was a remake of an original that Lon Chaney was in, and did you think it really portrayed that whole tortured man soul?
Yeah, I think it did pretty good. It did pretty well to basically capture the look and feel of the old movie, as well as updating the story. I think it did the job very nicely, and they paid tribute to the old classic. I didn't see the movie, the old one, but obviously pictures of the Wolfman have been very prevalent, and they did a great job of reportraying the likeness of the Wolfman that we saw in that movie. So in that sense, it was really cool. So all in all, I say the movie was very enjoyable. Overall, I recommend that you see it, and especially if you're a fan of monster movies, this is one that you really shouldn't miss out.